he had an opportunity, and you guys know how that played out, and he's gonna have to work his way back. I don't give what the number says. He's gonna have to work his way back.
He lost the damn title shot before he ever even stepped in the cage, and you're about to find out the brutal, messy, absolutely insane reason why everything collapsed underneath Arman Tsarukyan before he even knew the floor was cracking. Dana White shuts the door on Arman Tsarukyan before Arman could even knock twice, and the whole MMA world is losing its mind because this wasn't just a setback, this was a detonation that blew up the entire lightweight landscape, and the fallout is far from over, trust me. Don't blink now, because this story gets way uglier in the next 40 seconds. Arman didn't sweet talk his way into anything, didn't politic behind closed doors,
Arman went out and
didn't
did
play
some
the wait
extremely
until
heavy
the big
lifting
moment lands in
in
my lap
fighting
game
Dan
like
Hooker.
some guys do.
You guys, I fear, forgot how that fight got made. But that fight got made, and a lot of people were going, hey, wait a minute. I thought Tsarukyan was going to fight Ilya. Well, a lot of people thought that he was, but time started going by. Ilya said, I got whatever going on. I'm waiting until 2026. Tsarukyan said, I'm not. Tsarukyan went and did a grappling match and signed up for an MMA fight, which turned out to be against Hooker, and Dana White just goes, look, enough. I respect it. Whoever comes out of it is our number one contender.
Way there so hard, people forgot the madness behind how that fight even got made, and this is where things start spiraling into chaos, because fans swore our man was fighting Ilya next. Ilya swore he was waiting until 2026. Yeah, 2026, and our man said, hell no, I'm not waiting around. He grapples, signs an MMA fight, jumps in with Dan Hooker and Dana White. Basically, whoever walked out of that war was getting the #1 spot, and Chael wraps it up saying the UFC rewards the guys who risk everything, not the ones who hide behind calendars. Arman stepped in, beat a dangerous dude, and proved he earned the next shot. He didn't talk his way into the room, he broke the door down. But here comes the twist you didn't see coming, and I swear this part changes everything coming next month.
History says backup fighter goes next. So instead of applying history and having your backup fighter in Tsarukyan go into another fight, who in this case turned out to be against a stone cold stud named Dan Hooker, you see where the promise of a #1 contendership is a promise we'd like to keep. It was well deserved, it was well earned, and now it's even been established.
Chael says Arman isn't being pushed aside, he's being accidentally sidelined, which in the fight game is 10 times worse, because when you're slighted, you know why. When you're sidelined, you're trapped in limbo. No answers, no clarity, no timeline, just shadows. He earned his place. He took the risks, and now he's paying. Arman goes through the cycle every fighter fears, the heartbreak of losing a shot, not in the cage, but behind the scenes, punching in for camp, flying out, making weight, fighting, bleeding, winning, going home, waiting for the next call, and suddenly the division shifts under.
So now Tsarukyan isn't getting slighted, he's getting accidentally sidelined. That's worse. You'd rather be slighted. You'd rather, hey, that deal we made, it's not good. I got this opponent for you. Great. I'm a fighter. That's what I do. I get my heart broken on a regular basis. I then go into training camp. I then get on airplanes, get licensed, make weight, and I fight a man. Fly home, start that whole thing over again after the next phone call.
Screw a guy, you actually need intent. And here there was none. This was just the chaos gods of MMA throwing lightning bolts at the division, because why not? But the damage is done. Arman waits, but nonetheless Paddy Pimblett dives in, saying Arman's resume is rocky as hell, filled with wins over aging opponents, and that disputed Charles Oliveira fight that half the internet still screams about at 3 a.m. And yeah, don't forget, punching a fan, dealing with back issues, chaos piling on chaos, and such.
Tsarukyan's in a very good spot. And did he get screwed here? Well, let me tell you this. To screw a guy, you gotta have an intent to screw him. Sometimes things just happen. In this case, things happen, but nonetheless,
Paddy adds that Arman's inconsistency is the real killer, missing weight, sitting out nearly a whole damn year, turning down a fight with Gamrot like he was avoiding a debt collector, and nearly nuking a main event with Dan Hooker by showing up heavy. According to Paddy, that's why Arman's not in the contender seat right now. Paddy says if Arman's out or vacating anything, the division becomes wide open, and suddenly Paddy himself could get promoted to undisputed champ. Yeah, you heard me. The belt could land on Paddy's waist without him even fighting for it, and he says he might end up...
Not even just that though, is it? Know what I mean? Like, people talk about my last 3 wins. Yeah, it's Tony Ferguson, he was on his way out. Like, Dariush looks about 65. You know what I mean? He's got a full head of grey hair. He beat Dariush. He didn't beat Charles Oliveira. A lot of people didn't think he won that fight. On his way out to the cage, he punched a fan. Got banned. UFC probably had to pay a big fucking fee for the fella not to sue him. He then got his title shot and... Oh, I've got a bad...
Arman fires back on Twitter, and he fires back hard, roasting Paddy for fighting senior citizens once a year and getting a paper belt handed to him on a silk pillow. Arman basically says if Paddy ever steps into the cage with him, there's only one outcome. Paddy gets exposed like a fraud on live television, and this is where the rage kicks in.
When really, he probably just couldn't even make weight. It's out for fucking, what, 11 months? Gets off of the fight in the meantime against Gamrot, says no. When, if I ever got offered the fight against someone who'd beat me, I'd be taking that fight immediately. Then fights Dan Hooker, headbutts him at the weigh-in. No, so like nearly ruined another main event. Like, you can understand why he's not that.
Again, doubling down, telling Paddy to stay loud, stay cocky, stay posting. But come January, he's the one getting helped out of the cage. This isn't trash talk anymore. This is a declaration of violence wrapped in pure confidence. And right when the feud catches fire, Dana White
might end up having to vacate, and I'm gonna get promoted to undisputed champ when I have the belt. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna win this interim belt, so that could end up happening. And I could defend it against little posh ass if he's fucking got another win by then. Because I reckon Charles is gonna fight Max Holloway. So if that happens, I could end up fighting the winner of that. So we're just gonna have to see how the division plays out.
So we could have like a combined like UFC lightweight BMF champion.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That would be sick.
Did you ever think about that?
Nah, I didn't even think about it.
Dana White says Arman isn't exactly the odd man out, but he missed a major opportunity, and now he'll have to earn his way back. Dana doesn't care about rankings, doesn't care about public outrage, doesn't care what anyone thinks. He says Arman needs to get another win before he's back in the title race. One shot, it slipped. Arman Tsarukyan tweeted, "I could talk about how you only fight senior citizens once a year, or how the UFC keeps giving you the easy road to that paper belt, but I'll say just one thing. If you ever find the courage to step into the octagon with me, there's only one outcome." Dana adds that too much goes into these title opportunities to let them crumble, and the UFC has seen more insanity in 2 decades than most sports see in a lifetime. You can't get the golden chance and let it fall apart, not in his... Arman tweeted, "You can keep running your mouth, just make sure you're not the one pants in January. Like I said, the only thing that matters is when the octagon door closes. I'll be the one walking out with my hand raised, and you'll be the one getting helped out of the cage." Justin Gaethje says he stayed focused, stayed grinding, stayed taking the right fights, and he was ready to fight anybody. Arman, Paddy, Ilya, as long as gold was on the table. He's excited, he's locked in, and he's ready to go through hell to get his belt. And if Arman comes back around, Gaethje says it straight.
I wouldn't say that he's the odd man out, you know. He had an opportunity, and you guys know how that played out, and he's gonna have to work his way back.
Gaethje respects Arman and says this sport is insane, unpredictable, wild beyond reasoning, and Arman will get his chance eventually. But the division moves with or without him, and when Arman finally gets that title night, the whole world will be watching because the stakes will be higher than ever. And here's where the internet's loudest voice jumps in with a reality check and work his way back to contention.
There's just too much goes into this for those type of things to happen. You know, we had a little we were talking back in my room tonight, and we were talking about you know, all the crazy that's happened over the last 20-something years. But you can't do that. You can't get the opportunity and then it can't end that way. So
MMA
he's got to
Guru
work his way
says,
back.
yeah, Arman deserves the shot, but this is MMA. Chaos doesn't care about fairness. Setbacks happen, timelines shift, and the smart move is to enjoy the January card instead of crying about politics. But the real sledgehammer comes next, and it's brutal.
No, I mean, you know, he obviously, he knows what's going on. I don't care what everybody else says. You know, he knows what's going on, and he's got to work his way back to that title shot.
GK says MMA isn't merit-based, it's market-based. Politics, business, marketability. If the UFC thinks you make money, you get fast-tracked. If not, they'll use every loophole in the book to keep you away from the belt. And he says that's exactly what's happening with Arman. Not a delay, not bad luck, punishment. Plain and simple, and fans are losing their damn minds over it.
But yeah, I just stayed the course, you know, and I've been really working hard in training and really sticking to my guns when it's come to taking the right matchups. You know, I would have fought anybody. I would have fought Arman, I would have fought Paddy, I would have fought Ilya, as long as it was, you know, for a belt, and that's where we're at.
So now the final question drops, like a hammer. Is Dana White snubbing Arman Tsarukyan out of the title picture for real, or did Arman truly not earn the shot yet? Fans are split like never before. Half see disrespect, half see logic, and all of them are screaming about politics, timing, and chaos. Drop your thoughts, hit like, smash subscribe, and buckle in, because this lightweight division is about to explode wider than ever.
I mean, be him, honestly.
Leave it at that.
It is what it is. I mean, no, the kid is a problem. There's no doubt about it. This is a crazy game, and he's gonna get his chance. So.
Arman should fight for a title. You're all right, man. You're gonna be okay. Thank you for the 10. I agree. We all agree Arman should be in the mix, but this is still really fun, and I'm really looking forward to the January card. And I'm not gonna be all hard crying about it while it happens.
In the end, GK says that despite having earned his shot,
despite the fact that MMA is a merit-based sport, the UFC is all about marketability politics. If they feel like you have the potential to make money, they will do everything in their power to get you to a title shot, regardless of your actual fighting ability. And if you're not that guy, they'll use every loophole they can to keep you away from it, which is exactly what's happening with Arman. Because with him already being skipped over for a title shot once, taking a fight against Dan Hooker, and Ilya pulling out due to personal issues, there's really no reason for him not to be next in line for the title outside of, no, he needs to be punished still for this thing that he supposedly did.